Broadway, listen to the Broadway beat. Broadway makes you wanna move your feet. Everybody's tapping into everything that's happening on Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway beat.
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway Beat. The New Victory Theater kicks off their new season with The Little Prince by Rick Cummins and John Scoullar, a stage adaptation of the classic French fable. Under the direction of Susan D.Atkinson, it runs here through October 16th, and we're at the theater to give you a sneak peek.
I think it's the joy and fantasy of the puppets that appeals so much to the children, and the magic of the production. I mean, there's magic in it, and that it is the journey of the aviator, which is the journey of all adults, of becoming too involved in your everyday life and forgetting those dreams and thoughts and wonderful part of you that was a child, and coming back in touch with that, I think is so liberating for adults as well as children. And it's funny, I encountered, as I wrote in my director's notes, this piece 3 times in my life. Once as a child, a small child, once as in college when I was studying French literature, and then in developing this production. And at all 3 times of my exposure to it, it had a profound effect on me. And I think this is one of those very timeless pieces that doesn't, you get more out of it the older you get.
One of the things that I do in the show is I was lucky enough to be able to design all the puppet characters in this. So all the major characters, the little prince, the fox, the snake, all the men and the planets are represented by an actor and a puppet. And they're working in concert together. And I got to design them all and sort of figure out what, take the essentials from the book and see what we could do to translate them into 3D. And I don't know, it's really fun to watch, and it's nice to see the interaction between the puppets and the actors and the audience.
Are you tame yet?
I don't know. Do you want to find out?
Yes.
Okay. I'm tame. Oh, okay. I'm tame.
As you can see, he has a little handle here, and that's how I maneuver his head. And then I have just the one arm, and there's a little hook that comes through there. And so Michael played the fox, as you know. Before rehearsals even started, for about 2 hours, 2 days a week, I would go up to New York to his place, the Puppet Kitchen, and he would give me sort of Puppet 101. And the first things we worked on were eye focus, holding him up high enough, just the very basic range of movement that he has. And then once we got into rehearsals, we started finding ways to make gestures more natural looking and more organic. And the biggest thing, which came at the end of rehearsal, was as an actor, only ever looking at the puppet and never looking out and acting with the puppet, because the puppet is the focus and you don't want to draw focus from it. So that was sort of my progression from the very basics to sort of the fine tuning of it. And he's fantastic. He has a huge, range of motion. He can point and, do all sorts of little fidgety fun things. Those are my favorites, the very natural sort of fun little things that he can do.
You are so beautiful.
I am?
Yes.
Oh, what is that?
Beautiful? It's something pleasing to see.
Oh, beautiful. Huh. What's that?
That's a volcano.
Oh, it's beautiful.
No, it's just
Oh, and that's beautiful too.
No, that is a baobab.
And that, and that, and that. And that is beautiful too.
I think everybody, when you hear The Little Prince, everybody has an immediate reaction to it from their childhood. For me, it was French class in high school, and of course, I think most of anybody that took French class in high school had to read The Little Prince in French, and of course, we didn't understand it because it was French class high school, and. But I had the book, and I remember my mother had given me the book when I was a teenager, and it was very special to me. And it's really, there are iconic images. So immediately you just think about the little boy, the planet, the crazy little blonde hair, and the rose. And so when this opportunity came up, immediately I was yes. I didn't even have to be asked twice. Yes, whatever it is, I'll do it.
I'm a puppeteer of way back, so I've been working with puppets since I was about 5, which is about 46 years ago. So for me, it's I don't see necessarily a distinction between the the puppet acting puppet kind of thing. But the two things that are important is that working with the puppet is a highly technical thing. It's a little bit like ballet, in that in order to get the technique and make it look flawless, you have to have really good technique, and then at the same time you have to have a really good sense of what the character is, because you could turn all the knobs you want in the world, you're still not going to get a good performance unless you actually know what this character wants. And what this man wants is to be obeyed all the time. Thank you very much.
Slap your hands together. Oh, yes. Faster. 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 Awesome. Bravo. Oh. Do you admire me very much?
Well, I just didn't.
Oh, I just love it when you admire me.
What does that mean, admire?
It means you think I am the handsomest, best dressed, richest, and most intelligent man on this planet.
But you're the only man on this planet.
This is the aviator's story. He has basically decided he has to tell this story, this very, very personal, amazing experience that he's had. And I'm kind of taking it as I have this one person I'm really telling this to that I think has perhaps needing of this story, of change, experiencing what I went through. How the aviator was sort of busy, always preoccupied with important things, didn't have time for this, that, the other thing, and yet realize that really the more important things are not machines or money or business or anything like that, but it's what's inside of you, your spirit and your soul. And so it's the aviator's journey, and he's sharing this with everyone. And so that's pretty much the job.
How well did you know the book before you started working on this?
I did read the book before, but before being cast in it, I really didn't know it at all. I knew the basic sort of idea, but I thought, oh, it's a children's story. But it's really not a children's story. I mean, it's got elements, and his drawings were simple, and maybe I think people think of it as a children's story, but it's rich and deep with so many levels that kids connect to and adults connect to, people who have lost loved ones or people who are finding themselves too caught up in the day-to-day and not remembering the important stuff. It's got so many levels to it.
I want you to stay. I need you to stay. If you're gone, who will laugh for me?
Just because I'm gone doesn't mean I've gone away.
What?
Do you see my star up there?
But which one? There's so many.
Each night, watch the sunset and see all the stars disappear. And know that I'm there on one of them, living and laughing.
Well, when we were first talking about cutting it down and adapting it, some of the things that John felt very, very strongly about is that in the adaptation that had been done before, there were not enough of the drawings in it, and that the act of drawing for the aviator was such an important part of his liberation. And I couldn't have agreed more. I just thought it was really important. And if you see him drawing, but you don't share those drawings, the audience doesn't get the feel. And so I was thrilled to find a way to get those back into the thing, and to get Daniel Brody as the video designer, who is just terrific and really just picked up on the feeling that I wanted to achieve with the piece. And we did most of it by email. It was shocking that it came out. You know, I kept saying, Daniel, you're sure this is going to work? You know, and we came in and we started to attack it, and I went, it works.